Hello and welcome to the Rotary eClub of Silicon Valley. My name is Mitty Chang. I'm president of this Rotary Club. Every week we bring to you a new program about education, technology, innovation, and humanitarian service. This week I'm excited to have our guest speaker coming to us from the East Coast of the USA. Our guest speaker is Abigail Joyal. I met Abigail at the Northeast Rotary Pets program, so the President-elect training session where she was there representing Rotaract. And she's a student at Norwich University, currently studying to get her bachelor's degree in athletic training. She's been part of her Rotaract Club for almost 4 years now, and it's through the club that she got involved with the Upendo Mmoja project that she's going to be talking about. And this project is something that she was exposed to when she went over to Pommerin, Tanzania in 2014 as part of a Rotary trip. She fell in love with the people and of Pommerin, and after her first trip, she actually took up a job with Nicole, who she's going to briefly talk about, as the International Service Learning Intern, and she's been working with the group ever since. Without further ado, Abigail, if you would please take us away with your presentation.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I'm very happy to be able to present to all of you today about our project, Upendo Mmoja. It's in Pommerin, Tanzania, as previously stated. I'd like to start off with the beginning of our project. Okay. This is the woman that got this project started, and also my boss. She met Maria here. Maria was 14 years old, volunteer opportunity over in Pommerin, and she formed connections with the people there, and she saw Maria having a bright future. She invested in Maria and sponsored her to go to all the way up through university, and Maria graduated from university with a degree in business administration. I just want you guys to remember Maria and Nicole at this point. Back at a later time. In 2011, Nicole was invited to talk to the men and women of the Pommerin groups. They are separate groups at this point, and so she goes over to meet the women's group, and she's like, "Do you want to meet?" And they're telling Nicole that they want to meet with her because they want to have better opportunity for the youth in the area and for the community members. And then Maria told Nicole that the men also wanted to meet with her. So Nicole goes, well, and they tell her the exact same thing. They tell her that they want better opportunities for the youth in the area as well as the community. And Nicole's, wait, don't you guys talk? You guys are husbands, wives, brothers, sisters. Aren't you all related? Don't you share ideas? And it's from this moment that an idea was born, and so was Upendo Mmoja. Upendo Mmoja means one love in Kiswahili, which is only appropriate for two groups coming together for a greater purpose. It's a cooperative nonprofit organization located in the hub in Pommerin, consistently 9 members. Their vision is to have resident vocational training center houses 18 orphaned youth. It's going to be a facility where children and community members will receive vocational training. They also want to develop small businesses to generate income. This includes carpentry and crafts, livestock development, sustainable agriculture, and sunflower oil production and sales. Our goal is for this project to be self-sustainable by 2020, and after that, 3 to 4 years, go back over and make sure the project is sustaining itself, teach classes to members such as like or perhaps some different like cooking styles or carpentry methods. And this overall project is going to be model for neighboring villages to learn and benefit from. So taking the Upendo members brought to Nicole in 2011, 2012, she approached Norwich University's Rotary Club, and they paused by donating $1,750 to give them the initial money for the groundbreaking for the center to be. Now, the members went over to the government center in Pommerin and said, hey, we have the money for the project we want to do, for the we want to buy. And government leaders are like, okay, just 1 second, let us talk about it. So they go over to talk about it. And as they're talking, we're anxiously waiting for their response. The government leaders then went over back to the members and said, okay, so talk and to sell you the land. And of course, sadness erupts and the women start crying, and they don't understand doesn't to thrive and to be built on this land. They don't understand what's going on, and the government's like, no need to be upset. We're not going to sell you land. We're going to give it to you. It was at this moment that the women were ecstatic that the land was gifted by the government, and that the government needed to develop this community into and this cause into something that would aid them. In 2013, Nicole returned back to Pommerin for the groundbreaking ceremony and fundraising started in the United States. As you can see here, these two pictures, this is the initial foundation that was laid for the center. 2014, this is the year I joined Rotary and also started to get involved with this project. We received a Rotary District grant, and that has allowed us to establish our livestock program. What our livestock program is a program that gives one pig and member in Upendo, and it is through that they got animal husbandry training to breed these animals safely and humanely. To, once the barn's built, have to donate 1 piglet and 5 chickens to donate to 1 piglet and 5 chickens to a neighbor in need as well. And this is a program that's going to help members of the community up with our self-sustaining agriculture and at the center as well. This is the and I was lucky enough to be part of that team. You can see us here. We're working with the members hands-on at the center. We mixed cement. We dug at patches of land that needed to be cultivated so that their construction take place. And at the bottom left hand of your screen, you can see us all in the window wells of the yet to be built at the last. That's where we left it in 2014. So just keep that picture in your mind. 2015 rolls around, comes about another 3-week service trip over in Pommerin. This time including Norwich University Rotary members and field interact. And so with this group of 15, we traveled on a 3-week trip to Pommerin, and the center was being completed when we had that year gap by the members over in Pommerin. So we knew this, the returning members of this program. We knew that the center would be completed exteriorly, and we just had some interior work to do once we got over there. So we were very, very anxious to the center, especially Nicole, because she's been working for this project a lot longer than some of us had. But so it's exciting to see the progress, have it being as excited, and the anticipation has been built up for many months now. We got stuck on our bus in a little, and we're like, we have to get off this bus. We need to get off this bus, see the members, because they're coming over to the bus singing to us, because we're at the center at this point. But we weren't able to get on the bus, so we had to basically we got off the bus eventually, and we were almost with hugs and singing voice that we were back. So we did basically a walk around, like a brisk walk, with the members being led to the center that was now had a roof and rooms in it. And it was a very emotional moment for us to see the progress that had been made within only a year. At the end, we worked on interior design, so plastering and doing some furniture stuff, doing door frames, making sure the bathroom, shower areas were ready. And the children, the 18 orphaned youth, moved into the center. Our last day there, we were able to meet the children and play with them for a few hours, a little bit before they moved in. We also found sponsors for these children at that point in time. And these are the children now, center in the background. You can, now the center has windows are in, the furniture is in, and it's more point in time. The kids, they are ages 6 to 12, and they are going to stay at the center until they under marker bill for members, either carpentry, sewing, crafts, cooking, animal husbandry. We're going to learn each sponsor for the year. The sponsorships consist of $360 and it's medical expenses, school supplies, food, clothing, room and board, and each year the sponsorships renewed. So thankfully all the kids are sponsored, continue to be sponsored since 2015. To 2016, last year, the center, when I say it's nearly complete, it's just missing some furniture items at this point are about to go in. Nicole did not bring another group over. Instead, she brought over just 2 other volunteers. You can see in the kid there for about a year at this point, and they went over to develop plans for a campus. This started off just, and now it has developed into a bigger picture with the campus. Craft, a barn, and a sunflower oil production facility. And towards the end of the trip, the construction did indeed end. Now, I want you to remember back from that very first picture I showed you at the beginning of the presentation, Maria, at 14 years old. Now, circle around her. She is around 26 years old. She's the mother of the overseeing that happens there. She's in charge of the children, making sure they're doing well in school and they're getting everything they need. And she also communicates with. She can give us updates and give us a, how do you say it, a path to take for future fundraising events, or how we get donations and whatnot, and what we'll need for next time we go over. And now we're to present day. Barn. This barn is going to house chickens and pigs. The ones from the livestock program are going to be donated, and hopefully a few cows as well. And we have another trip. It's going to be a Rotary and Interact trip, and that's going to be happening in August. Down here you can see this is indeed the kitchen that was complete, and Bryson, our master builder, in the other picture is measuring the angles for the foundation to be laid. The trip's going to consist of interactors and rotaractors, be a 3-week trip in August, and our goal is to finish the barn by the time we leave, because they are starting construction, and move the animals in so they can start doing the sustainable agriculture and whatnot part of our program. I will be heading over in June this year for a 2-month project of my own, working with Upendo, do my internship. We are going over and developing, making sure everything is set to go, over when the group gets there and making sure all the plans for the barn are continuing to be good, and making sure all the supplies are there. And basically this goes off without a hitch. So when the group gets there, we can jump right into the project and it will hit right off. Now a little bit of look into our future. This is an aerial view of our site in Pommerin. You can see that we've mapped out the campus. This was happened in 2016. This is their map. We have the main building, which is done, the kitchen that's done, the barn that will be completed soon. We're going to have the carpentry and craft workshop, which is going to be completed by 2018. And then the sunflower oil production facility, which is going to be completed early 2019. And here's a closer look, just a better visual. We're going to have trees and honestly make it a huge campus. We're going to have vegetable gardens, grazing pastures. We're going to make a playground for the kids, and hopefully it will expand enough that we'll hopefully build another dormitory for more kids to come in to be part of this program. Lastly, working together is our success. That's the motto of the Upendo group. They not only work together themselves, but they're working together with us and our Rotary Club and our Rotary programs to make sure that success is found. And so working all together with these all these Rotary groups, we have been able to fundraise and get donated about $40,000 to date from Rotary and Rotarians, Rotary groups alone. We raised $40,000 just from programs like that, and we have about $40,000 left to go as of now to complete the whole project. And a good news is there is a Rotary Club over in Iringa. We meet with them when we go over, and two of our members from Upendo, Vincent and Pastor Saga, they joined Rotary over in Iringa and joined the club, and our hope is to near future to establish a Rotary Club over in Pommerin as well, so we can do cross-cultural exchange activities such as this one and whatnot. So I would like to say Asante Sana, or thank you very much, as we say in the U.S., for allowing me to present to you today about our project. I'm hoping I answered all your questions and hopefully learn something about this wonderful project we're a part of. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Abigail. Asante Sana, I think is.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for taking the time to present to us. I think that was a very interesting project, and also it was great to hear your perspective. I have a few questions. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about, in terms of funding, what are the current plans to get the remaining, I think you said 40,000 that you guys still need to finish the project? So
to get the remaining $40,000, we do fundraisers with our Rotary Club that specifically the funds we get from it go to the project, and then we are going to be asking our Rotary Club locally, the Northfield Rotary Club, for to be their international project and hopefully getting some money from them. And then presentations like this one and other conferences, we're hoping to get donations from that as well. But it's all about fundraising for us. We do a lot of fundraising opportunities here in the U.S. to raise the money to bring over there.
Nice. Do you guys currently have like a Rotary Global Grant program that you guys are working with, or have you guys considered maybe exploring one?
We've been exploring a Rotary Global Grant. With the connection of the international club in Iringa, the Rotary Club over there, as our partner, and we've been looking into that. We just have to do some further research to make sure we have all the processes correct and make sure once we do it right and hopefully get the grant.
Awesome. And so I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about the last time you went over, and tell me about what was that experience like for you, and was there some culture shock when you first got there, and also what was your day-to-day activity like?
So It was my second time over there. Last time I went over, so the culture shock was aside after the first trip. I had adjusted to the lifestyle over there, which is a very, very laid back lifestyle. And I think that's why I love it so much over there, because they just go with the flow, and what happens, happens. Hakuna Matata, as they say in The Lion King, is translates to no worries in English. So my experience over there and what we did was, like I said, we met the kids and we did a lot of plastering last time I was there. I've never plastered anything in my life. And there's no electricity over there. They're just getting electricity dropped this year in some areas of Pommerin. And so we do everything by hand. We mix things by hand. There's no like power tools. We like have to saw stuff and chip stuff out to make door frames. I made a few door frames. Helped make a seesaw for the kids to start that playground. We taught them basis of composting. They don't really understand composting yet, but we're hoping with this year they'll get a better understanding of it. If we're over there for so long, be like, compost, it's good. It'll give you better crops. But I guess my personal experience is I love it over there. The people, and they're the nicest people I've ever met, and they're so genuine. And they're always willing to help others. They put others before themselves. Service before self is a big thing at my university in Norwich and throughout the Rotary population. You're putting others before yourself, and that's what they do there, even though they may not have a lot. They're putting their neighbors first, and anything their neighbors may need, even if they don't have it themselves, like, oh, I will help you get to this problem, like, and this point. And I think that's really like why the people are so genuine to me, and I can honestly see myself going over there for the rest of my life. I'm so excited to go back for 2 months this time and learn from them, because I learn something new every time I'm over there. It's a constant learning experience, and it's my second home. It's where my heart is, honestly.
Nice. It sounds like they're a perfect fit for the Rotary family.
Oh, they are.
You had mentioned there's no power or electricity there. Are there? Do you guys currently use like solar power for lights or anything, or what's the current situation for that?
So at the center, we have a generator, and the generators run maybe for like an hour or two in the evening time, just for the extra electricity. But there's no electricity there, so they rise with the sun and they go to sleep with the sun. So from an educational standpoint, the kids, if they have homework to do or any schoolwork to do, they have to get it done before the sun goes down, or else they're not able to see what they're doing with their books and stuff. So an idea we are having that we're still brainstorming with is bringing solar powered lanterns over that are like inflatable lanterns, very easy to travel with, very like compact, and charging them during the day while the kids are at school. And then at night, if the kids need to stay up a little later to work on schoolwork or projects or something, they're able to do that more effectively, rather than when the sun goes down, you have to basically go to sleep and whatnot, and then stop the educational aspect of that. So we're hoping to bring over some solar power stuff. We did some experimenting last time we were over with a solar powered like egg cooker thing. It was like this big cylinder. I've never seen one before, but it works well, but the cooking in mass, it wouldn't work well. It's good for like a singular type use thing, because you can put like 2 or 3 eggs in there at a time. But other than that, we haven't had anything with solar power. One thing we did have, not with solar, but with water, we had a very generous donation of a well, about $3,000 in cost, from a group over in Massachusetts. The Plymouth Church group came over while we were over there in 2015 and liked our project and donated a well, and they did all the work for it. They built it, they provided the labor, and without that, the kids wouldn't have had as clean of water to use, or they'd have to hike all the way into town for clean water. So it's right at the center, so they have enough access to that. So that's really good for us as well.
Nice. Awesome. And then so I'd be happy to connect with you off the program about this too. And then so I know some of our members and maybe some of our past viewers will also remember that we had a program at one point where a local group here in San Francisco Bay Area, spearheaded by a Rotary Club, they have what's these like solar powered reading lights that they actually they the high school students build and they send out to different countries. So that might actually be an option where maybe you could bring solar powered like reading lights to your trip this time, or a future trip.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then there's also, yeah, I'm familiar with the solar powered bags you were talking about too. I know that Shelter Box uses them sometimes with different deployments. So there are definitely like nonprofits out there that create that kind of reading light source. They're pretty inexpensive. So I'd be happy to chat with you about that offline. I think for a lot of our members and our viewers, a lot of us are doers, I think, and then we think about a need in a project that is brought to us like yours, and we think, how can we help? This is a great project and we want to get more involved. So naturally the wheels in my brain are kind of just turning, and they're just kind of thinking about things. I'm sure that while our members are watching the program and after it's complete, they'll leave a comment and maybe they'll have some thoughts for you or questions that you can answer as well.
I hope so.
Yeah, awesome. And then so I just have one final question to kind of let you close the program, and then that's all the time we have. And that last one is just simply tell us a little bit about what's your favorite part about this project, and if you have any other last closing words, you can go ahead and share that with us right now.
Okay. So my favorite part about this project, I think, is the self-sustainable aspect of it and working with the kids. So since we're going to be self-sustainable by 2020 is our overall goal, I think it's great that we're allowing them and giving them opportunities to succeed themselves and not just going over and doing all this stuff for them and having them expect something from us each year. We're giving them the tools to do it themselves. So that way, say we can't go over for every year for the rest of our lives. I mean, we could, but it adds up eventually. So being a self-sustainable project, like the old saying goes, teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to teach them all these skills and help them get to that self-sustainable aspect. And then I think the other part is the kids. I feel like they're my kids. There's 18 of them, and I'm 22 years old. I feel like they all have a part of my heart, meeting them, and they have such high aspirations, and seeing them succeed just makes me feel like I've succeeded in doing something for others, because we're giving them opportunities that most kids over here already have. And I think that's like the best part, is to see like how it like returns to like what you do over here and whatnot.
Awesome.
Also, yeah. One more thing. Sorry. I have one more thing. We are on Facebook, so just Upendo Mmoja. Just watch this video. We're on Facebook, as well as other social media. We have a website, info at Upendo Mmoja. So I'll put it in the comment section. I'll comment on my own video so people can know. But just throwing that out there for more information.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Abigail, for your time. Our guest this week has been Abigail Joyal with the Upendo Mmoja project. And right below this program will be some related links, including a link directly to their Facebook page, as well as any other links that Abigail shares with me. So make sure you guys click that, and also check out some of their work and follow them on social media. If you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and leave a comment at the bottom of this meeting page and ask Abigail a question if you got one for her, or if you have a suggestion for how maybe they can make their project even more awesome, go ahead and leave a comment there. Thank you for joining us this week, and we will see you next week. Bye now.